Hello everyone, I'm Dana Gez, an independent researcher. I'm collaborating with my colleagues from the University of Malaga. Today we'll be exploring how virtual social support impacts maternal well-being during the transition to motherhood, a topic that's becoming increasingly relevant in our digital age. Let's start by acknowledging that becoming a mother is a profound life transition. It's not just about having a baby. It's a complete transformation that affects women in multiple levels. Their body undergoes significant changes, their psychological state shifts dramatically, and if this isn't enough, their social relationships often transform entirely. This makes it a very crucial period for research and for deeper understanding of this subject. Our research investigates the interplay between traditional support systems and modern virtual communities. We're especially interested in how these different forms of support affect maternal well-being and postpartum depression rates. By focusing on the Spanish context, we're able to examine how cultural factors influence these relationships. This is even more relevant nowadays as we're seeing a significant shift towards digital support systems, yet we still don't fully understand their impact on maternal mental health implications. Our theoretical framework includes a few key aspects which we will be addressing. The formation of maternal identity is a complex process that we've found is shaped by three key elements. First, there are personal expectations, the internal standards that women set for themselves as mothers. Then we have those social norms, which are often unspoken rules, about what is considered as good mothering. And finally, there is the reality of caregiving, the day-to-day experiences that sometimes clash with these expectations. This period represents a crucial window for mental health interventions, as research indicates that 10 to 20% of new mothers experience postpartum depression, which can significantly impact both maternal well-being. Also, it can influence the bonding that's being created between the mother and the baby. And of course, it influences the baby's development. This is why early identification and support are so crucial, and why we're so interested in how virtual communities might serve as an early warning system or support network for mothers experiencing PPD symptoms. The evidence supporting the importance of social support is quite compelling. Our research, building on previous studies, shows that effective social support networks, whether family, friends, or healthcare professionals, create what we might call a protective bubble around new mothers. This support doesn't just improve mental health outcomes, it actually expands the mother-infant bonding process and boosts parenting self-efficacy. What's especially interesting is how different types of support serve different functions. For example, emotional support helps process the experience, while practical support helps manage daily challenges. Now, let's look at how technology is revolutionizing maternal support. Virtual communities have emerged as a powerful resource, offering unique advantages that complement traditional support systems. These platforms, whether they're social media groups, forums, or even some apps, provide what I like to call the 4 A's. Accessibility, they're available 24/7. Anonymity, allowing mothers to discuss sensitive issues more openly. Abundance of perspectives, offering diverse experiences and solutions. And affirmation, normalizing the challenges of early motherhood that they are often experiencing. What's fascinating is how these communities create safe spaces where mothers can find their voice and share experiences they might not feel comfortable discussing face to face, even with their closest environments. Looking at previous research in this field, we noticed an interesting opportunity. While there's solid work out there on maternal support, we saw a chance to explore something even more intriguing: how traditional and virtual support systems work together in today's world. Our study focuses on three areas. First, we're examining how traditional social support networks interact with newer virtual ones. Second, We're investigating exactly how participating in virtual communities affects both well-being and postpartum depression. And third, we're looking at how feeling truly part of these online communities impacts mental health. What makes our research special is its timing, especially in Spain, where we're seeing traditional social support structures meet modern virtual solutions. By understanding how these different support systems work together, we can help design better, more integrated support programs for new mothers. Based on previous research and our theoretical framework, we developed our main hypothesis. We predict positive correlations between social support and well-being, virtual community participation and well-being, and also sense of belonging to the virtual community and well-being. Additionally, we assume that all these forms of support will show negative correlations with postpartum depression. What makes these hypotheses especially interesting is that they allow us to explore whether virtual support can provide benefits comparable to traditional support systems, something that hasn't been thoroughly investigated in previous studies. Our research design employs a quantitative cross-sectional approach, targeting 200 first-time mothers. We carefully selected this sample size to ensure statistical power while maintaining feasibility. Our inclusion criteria are quite specific. Participants must have a baby up until 18 months old. Also, the mother has to be active in at least one virtual community and reside in Spain. This specifically helps us control for variables that might not otherwise confound our results. The 18 months time frame is especially significant as it captures the critical period of early attachment and maternal adaptation. We're using a set of validated measures to collect our data. These include House's social support scale, a costume design virtual community participation scale, Blanchard's sense of community scale, the affect balance scale, and the Edinburgh postnatal depression scale. Our measurements approach combined well-established instruments with newly developed tools, specially designed for capturing the unique aspects for virtual community engagement. The practical implications of this research are quite extensive. Our findings could guide the development for more effective online support interventions, also to help create integrated support programs that combine traditional and virtual elements, and designing virtual communities which can be adjusted by specific culture characteristics. I'm excited about the potential to use this research to bridge the gap between traditional healthcare services and virtual support platforms. Well, like any research, our study has its limitations. The cross-sectional design means we can't establish causality. We're also relying on self-report measures which have inherent biases. Our sample, while focused on first-time mothers, might not fully represent all maternal experiences. And while our research focuses on mothers in Spain, which gives us valuable insights about Spanish families and culture, we need to be careful about applying these findings directly on other countries and cultures. However, I see these limitations as opportunities for future research directions. To wrap up, our study makes several significant contributions to understanding modern maternal support systems. We're not just looking at whether virtual communities help, we're examining the way they help and when they're most effective and how they interact with traditional support systems. This research has important implications for public health policy, healthcare practice, and the design of future support interventions. As we continue to navigate an increasingly digital world, understanding how to effectively support new mothers across both physical and virtual spaces becomes ever more crucial. Thank you for your attention. You can reach me at this email for further discussion or collaboration opportunities.